All right, this might be the laziest way to get a million views on YouTube. At least for us, it took a lot less work than I thought it would. When we had some videos that took 10 plus hours to create, those got like 85 views. But when we started working smarter and not harder, everything changed. In fact, using the exact same strategies, we had 2 videos that got over a million views, and now over 15 that are all over 100,000. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the checklist that I created that we followed to actually get these kinds of views on YouTube. Now, where this checklist comes from is I saw a lot of other channels in our niche blowing up, and it all started by seeing what they were doing that we weren't focusing on. Item number one. I used to think that editing was the solution to all my problems in the world of YouTube. I'm like, all I have to do is edit my videos better, and then we'll get some views. And then my dream was quickly crushed when I spent 6 hours editing one of our videos and it got a grand total of 60 views. That's 10 views for every single hour of work, which is not a great ratio. But what it taught me is that good editing can't fix a bad idea. And I think we all understand we need to come up with good ideas, but that's a little bit easier said than done. But there was one thing that we started doing that made it dramatically easier to find the ideas that would be so much more likely to get views. We started stealing. Hey, like I said, this might be the laziest way to get a million views, because why come up with your own ideas? Just use someone else's. Now, before you start throwing rocks at me for doing this, I will say this is actually a pretty common practice on YouTube, but one way that we're going to approach it is like Austin Kleon says, you want to steal like an artist, not like a thief. Meaning you're not just going to be copying the video one for one, but you're going to look at the videos in your niche that are doing well, and then you're going to steal different little pieces of theirs. So when we started doing this, every week I had a list of different channels in our niches that were kind of the top channels, and then I wanted to see what they were doing and what ideas our audience was already responding to. So the first item in the checklist is this a proven idea? Meaning, has it already got views on the platform? Item number two. Now, the next question is, you probably see these channels, a lot of bigger channels that have a lot of videos that have a lot of views. So you might be asking, okay, should I take inspiration from all of these? Absolutely not. Well, why not? Well, if they're already a big channel, if they have a video with a lot of views, it could be partly because a lot of people already know, like, and trust them. But people, unfortunately, do not know you, do not like you, and don't trust you yet. Okay, I'm sure in your own real life, people probably do know, like, and trust you, but on the internet, you have to earn that stuff. So what do? You look for outliers, meaning a channel's average, if it's like 10,000 views per video, if a video gets 100,000 views, that's a pretty good sign that the core idea was really good. So the second item is it an outlier? But there's one thing to watch out for, and I think it's also the reason why people try to copy outliers, and then theirs totally flops. Item number three. Oftentimes, the reason a video performs so well is not only it had a great idea, but some of these videos are executed incredibly. I see people literally spending hundreds of hours producing a video, and then it gets a couple million views, but then you see the video and you're like, oh, okay, the core idea was good, so I will make my own version of it. But I don't have that kind of time, so I'm just going to talk in front of the camera for 10 minutes and then collect my check from YouTube for my millions of views. And then you cry because your video didn't get 3 million views. It got 3 views. And you're like, I've done everything right. Why does YouTube hate me? Well, the good news is YouTube doesn't hate you. You just missed the third item. When I look for these videos, I ask myself, can I make it better? Because if you just make a less good version of the video, it's probably not going to work. Because why would someone watch the goodwill version of a video when they could watch the real thing? So I ask myself, can I improve some part of it? Can I make the title a little bit more clickable? Can I make the thumbnail a little bit more attention grabbing? And can I improve the hook so it gets people and it gets into the content a little bit quicker? If I can, it's a great sign that I should try to make my own version of this video. Item number 4. Now, once you have your winning idea, there's a couple of things that you need to watch out for because it could be the reason why, even with the perfect idea, your video is still going to flop. One of the most common mistakes I see people trying to do is they change the format of the video. For instance, I saw a video called I Trained Like David Goggins for 100 Days. Now, if you don't know who David Goggins is, he's basically this kind of crazy person, this Navy SEAL that does these extreme challenges, like he's ran a 200-mile plus race, and he's also ended up running a marathon with 2 broken legs. Again, crazy. So this video got 15 million views because this guy decided to train like David Goggins for 100 days and document the whole thing at the same time. Now, if you made a similar video, but you're like, okay, 100 days, way too long. Let's do like a week. And then it's also a lot of work to go out and record everything. So instead, I'm just going to do it and then I'll just talk to the camera afterwards and tell them how it went. Even though it's around the same core idea, that video is not going to get you 15 million views. So make sure that you're looking at the format and asking yourself, can I/do I want to make this video? If not, then don't make it. Item number 5. Now, when we're talking about getting a million views, there's actually one question that you can ask that has been one of the biggest unlocks for us, because there's plenty of videos out there that are good ideas. There's a smaller subsection that are great ideas, and then there's a super small section that have the potential to get a million views. Now, this was so obvious once I heard it, but after hearing it, it becomes the filter when I'm trying to get a video that's going to get a million views. The question is, would a million people be interested in watching this video? Which again, sounds so obvious, but run through most of your ideas through that filter and almost all of them fail. One of the keys to getting a video that's a million views is it has to be super broadly appealing. So ask yourself, would your grandmother, who knows nothing about your niche, be interested in this video? And if the answer is no, then it's probably not broadly appealing enough. Now, using these strategies, we have been able to generate 13 million long-form views and make over $50,000 just from YouTube AdSense. But what I also realized along the way is that if you want to make serious money with YouTube, you actually have to stop chasing views. There's a guy named Taki Moore who's making $1.7 million a month using a YouTube channel without going viral. And in this video, I break down how he did it so you can start optimizing for dollars and not just views.